Right, what's going on everybody? This is Desperado Garage, and today we are going to talk about some updates. First things first, I know in September we have Holley LS Fest East. I will definitely be there. I'm doing the car cruise, dyno challenge, and the car show portion as of right now. It may change up as time goes on, we'll see. Also going to Nashville, Tennessee after the 3-day event in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Gonna spend a day there. Hopefully maybe meet some people. We'll see. Then the following weekend after that, September 16th, we have Lime Rock Park. We're going to be at doing Gorman Performance's track day shootout. So that'll be next, and then after that, later on that afternoon, we have the Hudson Valley Rodeo, and then the concert that day as well. But I have something that's planned for what you guys are sitting on top of right now, and that is for this. Now, I wasn't gonna cam it or anything, but I have changed my mind, and I am definitely gonna cam swap this and build the whole top end of the motor. Reasons being is because ever since I bought this 2 years ago, because it's almost about to be 2.5, 3 soon, I got lifter noise. That's always been a thing with this, and the Gen 3s, the early models, because I have a 2000 here, they always have a tendency to have one lifter always go bad and always create a lot of chatter. Now I also have valve covers that are leaking temporarily too, so I'm like, screw it, I might as well just do everything. So I'm going to definitely just replace basically everything. So I contacted Cooper Bogetti, huge shout out to him by the way, for getting me in contact with Nate, Dr. Tunamal, through Cletus McFarland, which you should definitely check out, MK Performance and Racing, because they are definitely sending me a whole cam kit, springs, push rods, lifters, timing chain, oil pump, long tube headers, basically everything to completely restore this thing. And that is literally the last step for this project. Besides, I gotta get another set of side steps, which will be soon enough. But anyways, back to the main story, the main thing. So that's what's going to be happening coming up within the next month or so. So by the end of the month of September, I should have all the parts to take the motor out and fully rebuild it. And then you'll see some content on that, hopefully. And then after that's all done, then we'll see how it performs after that. Right now I got my street set up / track set up for the rest of September. I mean August to September into maybe part of October. But as you can tell, everything's been completely redone. Suspension wise, brakes, LED conversion kit, fixed a lot of the rust because there was a lot of body rust. I gotta still undercoat the frame, so that's coming up next too. Trailer hitch installed, fixed the radio, which the radio I will shout out to Sounds Incredible out in Brookfield / Danbury, Connecticut. They did a fantastic job and was able to rewire this to a small amplifier to work with the new radio that I have, which is right here. I went with the Boss Audio. I know they're kind of a little cheaper, but I mean it works pretty good. So you turn it on and besides annoying buzzer, which is always a thing. Turn it on. I might be hooked up to music. I am definitely muting that. I have navigation that works now. I can Bluetooth both my phones and watch movies on this thing. Plus put any CDs and whatever else I want to put in here. But yeah, it's everything came along pretty good. I found interior pieces. Excuse me. Found a couple of interior pieces that I was able to put back together. New mirrors I was able to do because the old ones, the factory ones, did not work. So I ended up picking up a set of tow mirrors that are manual because I didn't want to do splicing, all that. And I mean, these are easy to move pretty much around. Put the push bar, the brush guard on, and this thing has come in handy. I ended up pushing 2 BMWs this year. One of them ended up hitting a deer on Interstate 84, and he was all the way in the left lane out by Fishkill, New York, right before exit 52, and this thing came in handy, and luckily the guy was okay. We were able to push him all the way over to the shoulder right where the exit starts for Route 52 out there, and luckily he was able to put the car in neutral, and the car rolled smoothly all the way over to the shoulder, so he didn't get hurt or killed, and also so it doesn't cause a multi-vehicle collision. I was able to push him out of the way, off to the shoulder, and into safety. And then yesterday, which was Friday, August 4th, I believe, because today's the 5th. Yeah, today's the 5th. I had another BMW, younger kid, and I guess 2 girls or whatever. They ended up happening to basically slam on the brakes. The car locked up and just slid into the car in front of them, because the car that was all the way in front of that one ended up deciding to do a last second decision like an idiot, and their car was dead in the middle of the road, because you have one lane here, one lane going this way. And I made sure everybody was good first, had the guy sit onto the curb over there, wait until medical came by to check him out, stuff like that. His family came, they appreciated it, everything like that. Had one of the girls get in the car, and then I put this in the 4-wheel drive, and then just slowly got onto the back bumper of the BMW to push it out of the road, which you can see a little bit of scuffs, but not that bad. And I was able to push the car off onto the side of the road, so traffic was flowing, because part of Route 82 out in Fishkill and Beekman area is a nightmare. And I know a lot of you guys that live up in this area know for a fact that Plaza section of that road is horrific. But that thing has come in clutch, very handy. The only downside is when you are off-roading is that the bottoms do scrape, but I mean, you can easily bend these back and just get a new piece of rubber. They sell these at the auto parts online. You can just put the strip back on, and then it's good to go. Custom skid plate, aftermarket skid plate underneath. As of right now, what I'm running is the stock manifolds right now. Gutted the cats out to a Flowmaster Super 40 series, all the way out back the original way, which is a 3-inch exhaust all the way throughout, from the front to the rear. And then I had to do some body work all up in here, because this was all gone. This was pretty bad. I mean, all I gotta do is touch that up a little bit, but overall, I mean, for me, learning how to do it for a little bit and doing it on my own, I'm pretty impressed that it came out pretty good. And I found that stuff out of the junkyard, stuff like that, kind of helped rebuild this thing, reshape it. Windows were already tinted when I bought it, but overall, I mean, this thing turned out to be a daily driver, not only, but an autocross car, and an off-roader. I do have the original 60-inch OEM wheels sitting at home on 32-inch tires, which will definitely raise this up a little bit higher than it already is. Right now I'm sitting on 31s on the 17-inch rims, which I'm hopefully trying to figure out what tire I want to go with, because these are kind of in the rain. These are the original Firestone Destination ET1s. I know they came out with a newer one, so maybe they fixed that where it handles a little bit better in the rain. But I mean, it is fun to slide around in the rain when you're at a stoplight or something, or on a corner and nobody's around you, or in a parking lot, and you can just throw it around and thrash it. But also got a light bar from one of my buddies. He ended up hooking me up, and I bought that off of him. Bought the wire harness, mounted it up to the roof rack. I mean, most of the parts you can pretty much find anywhere. I mean, a lot of your friends might have parts laying around for, you know, their off-roader, their daily driver, their autocross, racing car, or whatever, circuit track car, dirt track. And you can pretty much piece whatever you want together. So like that light bar, for an example, my friend had it on his old truck, had it in his storage shed for a while, and he's like, you need a light bar for that thing, right? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, why don't you have this one? All you gotta do is just get the proper mounting brackets and then just pick up a wire harness. I'm like, all right. So that's what I did, picked up a wire harness and then just mounted it up there. But a lot of the other parts I end up getting off of Rock Auto, eBay, Auxbeam themselves, Flowmaster themselves, realtruck.com. I ended up getting some of the outer pieces as well, just to kind of protect some stuff while I'm hitting the trails. Like these guards I ended up getting off of eBay, same with the taillights, but the bolt, pretty much the bottom bulbs and all the bulbs up front are from Auxbeam. Rough Country ended up sending me their 2-inch leveling lift kit for this thing. And then I picked up all heavy duty suspension parts, so I ended up redoing all the upper and lower control arms in the back. Rear end's been redone. Drive shaft has new U-joints. Transfer case was still good, so I don't have to worry about that. And then the transmission went on me a couple months ago, and pretty much got that rebuilt with some Corvette internals, whatever like that, as I know some parts you can interchange with some other vehicles with these. I mean, for an Escalade, for an example, you apparently can change out those pillar covers that are back here behind the tailgate. These things here you can change out with an Escalade and stuff like that, but I'd rather keep it, you know, just like it is, because it blends everything together. And so yeah, pretty much that's the updates, and that's the goals, is basically to finally finish this build and then maybe work on the other truck that is sitting in my yard currently. It does run and drive, but it's kind of iffy. It might have a fueling issue right now, but it needs heavy body work and everything like that. And that one's a 95 F-150 with the extended cab 8-foot bed. So that'll be the next project, hopefully by the end of this year, after this one's finally finished. Yeah, so it's just motor, and then finish the motor, get it tuned by my tuner, which my tuner ended up disabling the O2 sensors on the cat, since I gutted those out, so I don't have to worry about that during the New York State emissions. And cold air intake, spark plugs, all that, you know, jazz I did, just so it runs better. New fuel pump too, by the way. I had to put a new one in. That was dying out on me. New fuel filter, regulator, and then a whole bunch of new sensors like the throttle body, mass airflow, map sensor, all that crap, so it runs better. And my tuner, believe it or not, increased my fuel economy on this, and also gave me more torque and horsepower with this on the stock cam currently. And hopefully with the new cam that I get from Dr. Tunemal, which is Nate, and all the top end kit parts for that. This should possibly put out roughly 350 to 420 horsepower, 420 horsepower. Torque, I do not know. We're gonna have to see. So hopefully I get this thing tuned, you know, after all that's been put in it, and this thing is gonna be pretty quick on the track, but also pretty quick on the street. I mean, it is quick already, but enough I already beat some cars. But nobody needs to know that. And yeah, I'm out in the middle of nowhere too, if you guys were wondering why you hear water and a whole bunch of cars going by. I'm pretty much out by almost near Lime Rock Park racetrack, as you got some cars and trucks coming through here and motorcycles, because there's also a big camping ground up that way too. I'm at one of the spots where you can technically camp and stuff, but that's about it. So upcoming events basically, and updates on this thing, since I've been leaving a lot of you guys out. That's pretty much what's been done so far and what is the upcoming plans, and then sending with the upcoming events. So hope you guys enjoy. Pretty much like, comment, subscribe. Let me know in the comments what else I should do with this as a build. I think I'm pretty much done with this. I know one friend wants me to axle swap, solid straight axle swap this, but just for track, you know, autocross racing purposes, I'd rather just leave it, just so I have better independent suspension and more control in the corners. So yeah, just let me know what else you guys think I should do with this before pretty much after I cam swap and get it dynoed and see how it performs on the street and stuff and the track. All right, take care guys.